FY2026 Juvenile Justice Incentive Grant application. Ms. Booth.
Yes, sir. Since 2014, Lowndes County has received funding from this program. We have traditionally provided functional family therapy, which is an evidence-based program that is created to help keep juveniles out of the system long-term. For the current application process, the recommendation is a request for $342,493 through the Juvenile Justice Incentive Grant Program to serve 54 youths and their families, and this is for FY2026, and this is 100% reimbursable.
Any questions for Ms. Booth?
Yes, page 9 will be similar to the one that was previously stated. When I look at the targeted population,
Sure.
It states, for particular race and gender.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that this will be something that will be ongoing, because it may fall under the category of DEI.
That's right, yes, sir.
And so I just want to make sure that we look at some of these grants, that we make sure they're not going to be cut, and we're on the hook for paying the remaining amount of money.
I believe that the contract would terminate as a part of the grant if the funding was to no longer be available. We have not heard that there would be any issues related to the funding of this program, but as your good point makes, things are happening daily at the federal level, so that's certainly something that we would be mindful of. But I do not believe that there would be, I do not believe there would be an expectation to continue funding if any of these grants, including the accountability court grants, were to no longer be funded at the federal level. I think that you all would have the option of no longer continuing those programs if you chose to not fund them in the future.
I appreciate it. I just noticed 342,000.
Well, it's a good point, since they are reimbursable grants. We have to put out expenditures ahead of time with the idea that you're going to get the money back. Certainly, I would think, the way most of them are, is that, if you have ongoing contracts that are in place, most of those are kind of, short of they're grandfathered in. If they're going to start cuts, they're not going to just leave us hanging. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that works out.
They got the farmers.
That's right.
Right. I think it does speak to our sustainability in the future. One of the things that I think will be a big conversation during the budget process is making sure that we're in an environment to sustain services without having to depend on state and federal funding.
Yes, sir.
The 54 youth, is that a number that we can actually service? And do you get this amount of money based on your population or risk, or did we apply for that set amount because we knew we could service up to 54 youth and families? Does that make sense?
Yes. The 54 is not an arbitrary number. That is based on the clinical provider that provides the services, and what their bandwidth for that is here. And there's a dollar amount that's associated with those families individually, and that's where the amount comes from.
Okay. Any other questions?